Hello and welcome back to Filmfaker's Commentary with your friends from Superliminal Films. That's right, folks. Dan is back for this episode of Filmfaker's Commentary here with Max and Jared, and we're going to talk to you about a very pivotal scene very early on in my favorite sci-fi movie that isn't called Star Wars, Blade Runner.
Max.
J-Rod.
Yeah, I already introduced you guys. I said you were here with me.
Max.
They could have thought you were just, imagining it.
Yeah, I was just gonna do a one-man Filmfaker's Commentary all about Blade Runner. It's just gonna be the whole movie.
Max.
For that, right? Paul may also be here. Who knows?
No, it's just us. Just the three of us
Max.
here. Will you stop saying your own name? You're not a Pokemon. Or if you are, you're
All
more
right,
like
I'm
a
back.
Meowth.
I replaced that old model.
Old Mon.
It was on the fritz.
Needed to be retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for those of you that are not fans of Blade Runner, you're in for a treat. Those of you who are Blands of Fade Runner, you're in for even more of a treat, because this is the sequence in which we first encounter the Voight-Kampff test, which is designed to elicit an emotional response in replicants, or for that matter, not elicit an emotional response in replicants, depending on whether or not they're actually replicants. We are watching this from the Blade Runner final cut from 1997. We have it queued up to 4 minutes 12 seconds. And thank you for pulling away from the microphone before doing that, Jared. You can tell it's been a while since I've recorded one of these. We are going to press play now.
There it is. Tyrell Corporation.
And there it is. A wonderfully noir shot.
The world's largest ceiling fan.
Yeah. It's so, like, everything's so smoky and well framed and just...
Look at these shots of this, like, the window is insane.
Yeah.
It's totally crazy. Like, just every piece of detail is just so well handled, and so much thought and attention was put into it. It's
the set dress, like, it looks futuristic, but it also looks like 1940s Los Angeles.
It's so timeless that, despite some like weird advertising and some technology that didn't quite come to fruition.
Well, we still have a year.
Still feels like the future.
We still have a year. It's 2019.
That's right.
Give me Replicants and Voight-Kampff in a year.
Absolutely. Well, you can definitely come up with a machine like this.
With those weird bellows on it?
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's a great piece of prop work, though.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
Looks so cool.
So, here's a question I have. Do you think that he knows he's a replicant?
No.
And if so, at what point do you think he realizes it? Not at all?
I don't think he knew before this, and I think he realizes it when the Inquisitor there says, designed to elicit an emotional response. Because you can see his demeanor changes, his posture changes. That's when he starts to go from inquisitive to combative.
Right.
But what a masterful performance of both of them as well.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, like, the camera work here.
These close-ups are absolutely wonderful.
It can't be overstated. And because we had so much smoke and things before, now, like, the close-ups are so sharp and just very impressive. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And, like, the close-ups on Leon just make him look uncomfortable because they're from a weird angle. Although, also, the fact that he has those, like, bolt-open eyes doesn't help either.
Oh, yeah, he is terrifying.
Great. Just the fact that, this is a really small space that they're filming into. Like, this particular, not quite office, not quite cubicle, and it looks bigger than it is.
It's because now everything's so tight, right? Because now it's the tension. Now it's supposed to be the emotional response, right? It's just like, what do I do? Like, you think was he human? No, he's not really. He's just trying to consider when he's going to shoot this guy.
That sets up the whole movie, right? Is this person a human? Is this person a replicant? That's the great question of the entire movie.
Absolutely.
There's where he goes for the gun.
Yep. Which, how did he get in there, or was it under the table the whole time?
Well, it was a replicant. It was a part of him. He just didn't realize it till then.
Oh, okay.
It's not Videodrome, Jared.
That's RoboCop.
Only problem I have with this scene, and we are now done with it, The only problem I have with that scene is when he goes through the wall, like from a production standpoint, when he goes through the wall and it just folds like tissue paper.
I think the idea was to just make it so absurdly violent all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely shocking. I remember when I was a kid and I saw the movie, I was like, whoa, he shot that guy.
Yeah, it pays off all the tension for sure. You're like, oh, wow, okay.
Oh, that's what's happening here.
Yeah, good one.
It's pretty great. So that's this episode of Filmfaker's Commentary to a close. Make sure you check us out at www.superliminalfilms.com. Also here on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Twitch. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.